The 2016 Honda CRF1000L Africa Twin. Having won 4 successive Dakar Rallys with its XRV750, Honda launched the original XRV650 Africa Twin in 1989. It was a lighter, higher-spec version that preceded the XRV750 Africa Twin, a dual-sport bike more closely modeled on the XR750, which Honda produced until 2003. With the renewed and growing interest in the adventure bike market, Honda is back with the CRF1000L Africa Twin. In order to carry the legacy of the Africa Twin name, the designers focused hard on what made the original XRV750 Africa Twin such a great bike: off-road performance, on-road touring comfort, and the nimbleness and agility to be an all-purpose, everyday bike. Released in the UK in late 2015 and slated for its US debut in early 2016, the CRF1000L Africa Twin pays homage to its predecessors as well as embraces modern technology by offering Honda's exclusive automatic dual-clutch transmission (DCT) technology, specifically developed and programmed to provide the off-road ability the Africa Twin legacy demands. Continue reading for my look at the 2016 Honda CRF1000L Africa Twin. Design. Built for off-road capability and on-road comfort, the CRF1000L Africa Twin features things you'd expect, such as tube tires, aluminum wire spoke wheels, hollow axles, wave design brake rotors. It also features an easy-access air intake design that lets you get to the air filters without removing the fuel tank. Back in 2014, Honda filed for a patent for a redesigned airbox configuration that allows for a more slender fuel tank and lowered center of gravity that would let riders slide more forward in turns. If that was a lead up to the new Africa Twin, that will be a boon to off-road handling above what is already an agile design. Chassis. Far from simply adopting an adventurous look that runs only skin deep, the Africa Twin is built to be as practical and capable as its name suggests. The factory started out with a semi-double cradle frame and subframe, both built with high-strength steel. While this doesn't exactly lighten the bike any, quite the contrary in fact, it does make the chassis tough enough for truly rugged off-road terrain. The first time you drop it and have to stand it back up, you'll appreciate the frame, engine and battery layout designed to lower the center of gravity. The big, 21-inch front wheel and 18-inch rear come laced for that extra little bit of off-road comfort, dirt bike style. Showa provides the suspension front and rear with a 45mm USD front fork that stabilizes the front wheel and provides 9.1 inches of travel. A monoshock tucked away below the subframe floats the rear on 8.7 inches of travel. Both the forks and the monoshock come with compression and rebound damping adjustments, as well as adjustable spring preload. With this kind of suspension travel and 9.8 inches of ground clearance, it's no wonder the seat is a bit tall. While adjustable, it only varies between a tall 34.3-inch seat height and a slightly less tall 33.5-inch position. Both are up there, but I'm not surprised given the off-road nature of this bike. Radial, 4-pot calipers bind the dual, 310mm, wave-cut brake discs to control the front wheel, and a twin-piston caliper pinches the 256mm disc in back. The Africa Twin also comes standard with a 2-channel ABS with the option of disengaging the rear ABS entirely. DCT models with ABS also come with a lever-operated parking brake for safer parking on inclines. Drivetrain. The beating heart of this baby consists of a 998cc parallel twin engine that runs the same weight-saving Unicam design as Honda's race bike. The Unicam operates all 8 valves all by its onesies. So far, Honda is being quiet about the power output from this over-square power plant, but we do know it has a 270-degree firing order offset that gives the rear wheel a chance to get a bite between power pulses, similar to a Harley and the hill-climbing engines of old. But don't worry, a balance shaft within the engine tames the vibration inherent with such a setup. Dual plug heads top off the engine, and provide positive flame front propagation for max efficiency from each air-fuel charge. Info from the ABS wheel speed sensors drives another traction-related function, Honda's Selectable Torque Control (HSTC). The system monitors wheel speeds and intervenes to prevent loss of traction due to acceleration based on the rider's choice of 3 levels, or it can be disabled for off-road conditions where slippage may be desirable. Buyers get a couple of choices on the transmixer. You can go with the old-fashioned, constant mesh, 6-speed gearbox with a not-so-old-fashioned slipper clutch, or you can opt for Honda's dual-clutch transmission (DTC) that functions like an automatic tranny in a semi or fully automatic mode. The fully automatic mode is just that, twist it and forget it, but the manual shift mode allows you to switch gears via push buttons on the left switch housing, and there is even an accessory that lets you add a foot shifter to use instead of the buttons. Additionally, you can set the DCT for on- or off-road conditions with variable shift points to balance performance against fuel consumption. An O-ring chain makes the final connection, and serves as a tough and durable final drive that will survive rough terrain much better than a belt, and is much lighter and simpler than a shaft drive. Pricing. MSRP on the African Twin is $12,999 and the DCT model is $13,699. You can score one in Dakar Rally, which is a red, black and white colorway, or in silver. Honda covers your purchase with a 1-year transferable, unlimited mileage, limited warranty and gives you the option to pick up an extended coverage warranty with a Honda Protection Plan. Competitors. Choices for a head-to-head competitor are plentiful, but in keeping with a similar size engine, let's look at the V-Strom 1000 from Suzuki. As with many purpose-built bikes, function defines form and both bikes meet their design obligations in similar fashion. The most obvious aesthetic difference lies in the V-Strom's bird beak protrusion up front that rather reminds me of the old dolphin fairings, just without the ugly factor. Honda clearly comes out on top with its 9.8 inches of ground clearance versus Suzuki's 6.5 inches. This difference suggests a much greater capability with the Honda, at least in the most extreme terrain. Same with the frame. The V-Strom has an aluminum frame, and while it is certainly lighter than the steel Africa Twin frame, I doubt it will take the same amount of abuse. That said, most potential buyers really aren't going to push that envelope, so the frame difference is a non-issue to them. Suzuki comes out swinging with an edge in the displacement category at 1037 cc over the Honda's 998 cc mill, but alas, it falls behind for lack of electronic gadgetry such as traction control and variable torque maps. Since Honda's DCT gearbox is a rare thing, I can't begrudge Suzuki for not offering an automatic of its own, but there is certainly something to be said for shift-free operation. Prices are very comparable, with the V-Strom eking out a win at $12,699, just under the Africa Twin with manual transmission at $12,999. The convenience of the DCT will cost you, but at $700 more than the manual, and $1,000 more than the V-Strom, that should be negligible for those interested in an automatic bike. Honestly, for some riders, there isn't much to choose between the two. Others will appreciate the Honda's traction control, and a small portion will really rely on that tough frame and ground clearance. The harder you plan to use it, the better the Africa Twin is for you, but if you ride like a soccer mom drives in a big SUV, either bike could fill your needs. He said. My husband and fellow rider, TJ Hinton, says, for me, the Africa Twin is the most anticipated bike from Honda this year. Some of that is due to all the press hype, but part is because I am starting to really dig the adventure bike scene, and this looks like a great bike. I may have to ride a head-to-head and see how it stacks up against some of the European dual sports and the other Japanese manufacturers. Until then, I will tentatively say this may be the best dual sport to come out of Japan this year. She said. When Honda first revealed the CRF1000 prototype at the 2014 EICMA International Motorcycle Show in Italy, it was heavily disguised and you couldn't see much other than it was a parallel twin engine with dual front disc brake and laced wheels. The lack of a shift lever suggested that it would feature the DCT. I really like this growing adventure bike market and I look forward to checking out the CRF1000L Africa Twin. Specifications.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.